Nielson. I'm delighted to be here at one of Wellesley's wonders, the Wellesley Toy Shop. And I've brought my assistant, Sidney Long, who is a recent graduate of Schofield Elementary School. And she's going to be asking Shannon some questions about the hot toys for 2021. So take it away, Sidney.
Okay.
Hi, Sydney.
Hello.
Hi.
So is there any toys that you would like to bring on vacation and things like that, since people are getting vaccinated and things like that?
Yes, they are. So right now, the most popular thing that everyone wants to fidget with, whether they're traveling or not, are these things behind you, the poppets, which are so fun. So those ones, and none of the adults are really getting these, but the kids really like them. And I can always tell when it's a big deal with the kids when they want to spend their own money on it. That's kind of the mark. So there's those. And then also any kind of arts and crafts that are small enough to bring with you. We also love to play card games, cribbage. I think you also had like a travel bingo you thought would be fun, which is really awesome. So depends on where you're traveling too. If you can, you're in the car and you can bring a bunch of stuff, then bingo's always fun. Adults, kids, everybody likes to play bingo. So we do that. Also like Uno, we do all the classic games, Clue, all of that sort of thing. So yeah. I can show you some things. These are all great, like crafts that you can bring with you. Everything is inside of there. So things like the invisible ink activity book. We were talking about everything that's mini being popular. Yeah. Here you're making like mini food out of clay, mini pets, bath bombs, all of these things. So anyway, so there's those. But I usually do like to do either a puzzle, which is another thing that's been really popular before and after quarantine, of course. And I think we were talking about the plush craft, which is like a made pillow. You get to push in little pieces of fabric, and then you have an actual thing you can use. But I always like to recommend like Yahtzee, which is kind of a retro game, but everyone...
Yeah, are a lot of people doing all kind of puzzles? Is there specific numbers of pieces that they like? Or
I would say usually we used to sell a lot of the smaller pieces, the kid puzzles, but now everyone wants the biggest puzzles they can find. So like something really wild like this, like a 1,500 piece, and then like a whole family would work on it together, that sort of thing. 1,000 pieces, 500. So probably the bigger the better lately. Just that people are, were challenged during quarantine, and now they're kind of keeping it up. You and I were talking about cribbage is another great game to travel with. You just need a pack of cards and your little cribbage board. So, yeah. Risk is another great one. Trouble, of course. You've probably played some of these. Guess Who. Chess. Sorry. Chess is really popular again. It's always been, but it's had this real sort of like resurgence of interest from younger people as well. So, yeah.
Do you think that for traveling with stuff, that smaller stuff is better for traveling with, or bigger stuff?
I would say that if you're going to take an airplane or anything like that, you always want to keep it small. But a lot of our customers are maybe just going to the Cape or going to the beach or a vacation house. So, they sometimes will buy games and bigger things just to keep there. And then they play with them there, and then they can just leave them. So yeah, usually always smaller is better. But yeah, it depends on how much room you have, too.
Does this toy store only have toys, or does it have other stuff like that?
So we do mostly toys, except for a couple of exceptions. One, and I'll show them to you, is the Scout bags. So those people use for the beach. Adults buy them. But also the tweens use them a lot, too. The sort of younger girls as wristlets and that sort of thing. So we sell those, and we sell jewelry. The owner's daughter, Ella Brown, has her own jewelry line. I was showing those up front. So we do a lot of those. So yeah.
The middle schoolers, this is what you're going to need at the Wellesley Middle School next year.
Yep.
Mom.
Yep. So yeah, so the wristlets, the beach bags.
Those are really great.
Yeah. So Scout bags have been around for a while, and people come in looking specifically for those. So yeah, you can wipe them down. They're easy to clean. So sloths are so sweet, and it's funny because there's
She's too grown up for stuffed animals now, but I like the sloth.
I mean, not really.
yeah. So we've always had a lot of stuffed animals. He's so soft, but even more so since COVID, I feel like people are just really into anything comforting, you know. So we do a lot of those, and also really big dogs. Especially if people don't want to get a real dog, they come in and they buy one of our giant dogs instead. So we do that. So yeah. So there's those guys. My other favorite is the purse with an animal in it. So that's
Yeah,
really
I've seen
cute.
those
You've
being
seen
very
those?
popular.
Yeah, you know those? Okay. We do the 4 ocean bracelets, which you were admiring. So they are adjustable. They take a pound of garbage out of the ocean for every bracelet you buy. They've been doing it for quite a few years. So they're already taking garbage out. This is the owner's daughter, Ella. She picks out all her own designs, all sterling silver. So that's been fun. And then we're back to all of our sort of fidgets and poppets, which, and we were looking at this one. This is a good one to take if you have room in the car. So it's a soft-ended bow and arrow invented by 2 brothers, made in America. Soft-ended, so you're shooting it, but it's not going to stick to anything. It's kind of going to pop off, and it hurts less when your brother hits you with it.
Yeah.
So.
I have a question. Do you have any
Yes.
candy in here or just toys?
You know, we don't sell candy right now, though we have in the past and may again in the future. It kind of it depends on the owner. So, yes, we have sold candy before, but we haven't been lately.
That's what I remember for when my kids were little.
Yes, and we always used to, and most toy stores will give out the Dum Dum lollipops, which we always did until COVID as well. So we haven't quite figured out how to sort of reintroduce the lollipops, and I still have toddlers and little kids come in looking for their free lollipop.
Oh.
So, yeah. Same with the train table.
What are the biggest and smallest things that you have in here?
Well, the biggest would probably be like our giant dog or like our really big Star Wars kit, that kind of thing in the summer. Sometimes we sell a big slushy machine, which I'm out of because it was so popular. And then the smallest things are the calico critters. And we were talking about those. Everything mini is very popular again. So the calico critters have been around for a long time. But anything tiny, they have tiny furniture and tiny babies and, little accessories. So I think that's probably one of the smallest things. Yeah.
Do you think that more grown-ups have bought stuff in here or kids?
I think that more grown-ups have bought things in here only because they have more of an income. Though on Wednesdays and in the summer, the kids do come in, they spend their own money, they spend their allowance. So it's pretty close, but I would say more adults just because they have, bigger funds. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. That was wonderful, Sydney. And Shannon, thank you for that great tour of the Wellesley Toy Shop.
Of course.
So come on down to see Shannon and get your toys ready for travel.